Blog Talk Radio.
Recruiting Animal here on June 1st, June 1, 2016. And this week I saw a quote online from The Big Chill. I don't know if you remember that movie. I didn't really like it that much, but it was okay. It's watchable. Anyway, this quotation got me going, even though I think I talked about it on this show years ago. And here's why, okay? Here's why I got worked up. The movie starts out at a funeral for this guy named Alex who committed suicide. And in the eulogy, his friend says, Alex was too good for this world. Alex was too good for this world. Now, that can mean three things. Number one, you're too honest to get ahead in life. You know, you're at an interview and the recruiter asks you what your greatest weakness is, and you tell them the truth like an idiot, okay? Number two, you believe that other people are honest. So you're a recruiter this time. And the first time you talk to a guy, a potential candidate, he says relocation is no problem. And you believe him. And you get taken in again and again because you want to be nice and trust people. Number three, there's so many people who need help, and you feel that you just have to help them, so you have no time to enjoy life yourself, and it just becomes overwhelming. So obviously, here's what you have to do if you're going to lead a productive life. What you have to do is ignore suffering. Ignore suffering. You can't obsess about every squirrel you see killed on the road. And you know what? That's relevant to recruiters, because often people want recruiters to help them get jobs, but there's only so much that you can do. And after that, you have to say, sorry, you're on your own, and ignore them. And that's what being good means, not being nice. It means finding a way to navigate your way through life. Alex in the movie wasn't good. He was abusive to himself. And speaking of abuse, Jerry, what show is this?
This is the Recruiting Animal Show! Thank you.
Wow. That was great.
Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this fantastic show.
You are welcome. You're welcome. Now,
where's my
Maureen's
money?
Here. Maureen, do you want me to thank you for bringing this guest aboard now, or wait until later to see if he's any good so I don't embarrass you?
Now would be fine, and later
I'd wait.
will be good
I'd
too.
wait.
This guy might be good, actually. You know, I have a feeling. Okay, so thank you, Maureen. Maureen's brought a lot of guests in recently, I have to say. Okay.
Do I
Maybe
get more for that? Do I get a bonus?
Yeah,
I better not get any of mine.
There's been no check.
There's no divvying going on.
Wait a minute.
I'm already spending the money we're not getting, okay? Anyway, let's move on.
How many ads are you going to do today?
I got 3 ads. And you know what, Jerry? I'll just say it before the show gets going. If you shut up and let me do them, I'm sorry, if you be quiet for a few seconds and let me do them, they'll be over. You guys make us drag them out.
I will.
Okay. Now today's
my final thing. Can you do it during a lull? You have a tendency to look, man. When a conversation's flowing and we're getting somewhere, don't say, "Oh, wait." I got to do an ad. You do it when there's nothing going on. I mean,
when the show's exciting, I forget to do the ad. All of a sudden, I see I got to do it. Let's move on. This is show business. No one's interested, okay? We got a guest today named Josh Brecheisen.
That's what we call back office talk, isn't it?
I think that's how you say his name. He picked a song that I hope you sing, Jerry, because it's your kind of song. It's Paranoid by Black Sabbath. Are you in on this?
You know my policy on this.
I didn't even know this song. I never heard of it. I had to look it up. Josh,
really?
Are you ready? Josh Brecheisen.
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
Oh, you're here. Welcome. Am I saying your name right?
It's Josh Brecheisen. That's correct.
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. So you lead off. Count to 3. I'm going to sing. Jerry.
Oh, wait a minute. You don't count to 3 and start singing.
We got to get the
You count to 4.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
And you don't sing 1.
Oh, my God.
All right, here it goes.
2, 3, 4.
Finished with my woman, and she couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I am frowning all the time.
All day long, I think
All
of
day
things.
long, I think of things, but
nothing
seems to
satisfy.
I think I'll lose my mind if I don't find something to satisfy. Oh, can you help me? Oh, occupy my brain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
He's got it. That was good.
That's why this guy's brain is fried. That's an Aussie song, right?
You can thank me again now.
Welcome.
That right there should merit a thank you to Maureen.
Josh Brecheisen.
You're welcome.
But I'll tell you his Twitter. Address. Salt Lake Jobs Now, and I'm already getting flack about it online from Chad Balby. He says, "What kind of online footprint does this guy have? Salt Lake Jobs Now, he hasn't even touched it for like a year or two. What's going on there, Josh? Everybody
Salt Lake Jobs yesterday, huh?
Everybody is telling
Yeah, no, I haven't touched the Twitter in a while.
Personal branding is very important. I just saw in Scotland, what's that guy from Australia's name? Greg Savage. He's saying, hey, personal brand, your footprint. You know, people, when they find out about you, they look you up, and you have to be on the first page of Google. And here, you've got a half-assed, neglected Twitter page. What's up with that?
There's no doubt about that. Twitter has not been my go-to social media.
Louder!
I think that a half-ass, stale, old Twitter page really shows that a guy was smart enough to recognize what a pile of shit it is and move on using his brain, and he's got more going on than to sit around screwjacking with everybody on Twitter all day. I think it's a fantastic move.
I'm with Jerry on that.
Fantastic move.
You know,
Josh, you can argue with Jerry.
Josh, can you stop mumbling? Talk into the phone, please. Sound is important on the show, okay?
Very good.
Don't make
Okay, can we back up a bit? Who is the guest today? Who is this guy?
Josh Brecheisen.
Josh Fractizer?
Breck. Spell it letter by letter, please, Josh.
Okay, it's Brecheisen.
Okay. He's from the San Francisco area. He's got a BA in economics. He likes volleyball. How about that? Our favorite guest loves our favorite sport. Okay. In his first interview out of college, the company CEO, where he was interviewing, he said, "You're a recruiter, Josh." And that's how he got into recruiting. And 3.5 years ago, he started his own agency. It's called Genuine Recruiting. He works with IT companies that have a presence in Utah, which is where he lives. Did you get involved because of those two guys last week? They were also from Utah?
Yeah, no, I didn't get in the industry because of them.
That's not what I meant, obviously. Are you involved in this show? Are you involved in this show? Forget it. Okay, look.
No. I got involved with through Maureen.
Yeah, okay, I know that. We already thanked her. Don't plug her again. Look, now, you know what? What about this digital footprint thing? It's just not important to you. You don't believe in it. Am I right about that?
No, it's not that I don't believe in it. I use many social media. I think Twitter is just one that I haven't seen the
Okay,
greatest
which ones are
impact.
you using? And I got to tell you, make your yay a yay and your nay a nay. Don't try to straddle a fence on this show, okay?
No politics here, huh?
Trump for president.
We're
Trump's
waiting.
the president.
We're waiting. What do you use? You said I use a lot of social media. Which platforms?
I use LinkedIn. I use Facebook.
He's using your
Those
show. He's
You know
using
what?
your show. That's social media.
And I'm using your show.
Okay.
Cool. Good one,
This is-
Kathy.
Yeah, okay.
Hi,
Even
Maureen.
Kathy,
Hi,
Hi,
Kathy.
the great Kathy Manis, he doesn't call in every week, and he's not going to call in every week, so people get to know him from the show. And I got to tell you, his
He
Facebook
calls
page,
in more than you think.
I've never heard of him before, okay? And I'll tell you
But now
something
you
else.
do, and he's the best.
Yeah, his
This guy is
Facebook
the
page-
best?
He's
No,
a
I
guest.
said he's your now, so
Yeah, he's my
obviously
guest.
social media works.
Yeah, his Facebook page is strictly personal. He's a handsome fellow. He's got a good-looking family. And he's a very sensitive father. But you know what? It's not about recruiting. So don't try to pretend to us that you're using your Facebook page for recruiting. I couldn't see anything there.
There's a difference, Animal, between branding through that and using it as a vehicle. And I use it more as a headhunting vehicle rather than a branding vehicle to bring in leads.
Can you
Sounds like
explain
it's
what
the other
that
way
means?
around. It sounds like you're branding your life, and then people get to know you, and then they take your calls when you call them.
Oh, that's a good point. I think that is.
Yeah, you know what?
very
Kathy,
much
I'm
along
gonna
the
cut
lines
you
of
off.
my
Kathy.
page.
Be real.
He's faking. He's faking. Internet footprint is nothing to him. You know, I told him not to bluff, but he's trying. Okay. You know, here's a couple of issues. I build you as someone who wants to tell us all about sales techniques in recruiting, but a couple of things have come up, and I want to run them by you before we get to sales.
Go ahead.
There was a big discussion on my Facebook group today and yesterday about candidates being unpredictable. You can tell them 100 times that the start date is 2 weeks after the offer is accepted, but then when the offer is made, they'll come back with a request for a big delay, and it's impossible to control them. You never know what is going to happen. That's what one person says. The other one says, hey, these problems can be detected early on. So if, something bad happens at offer time, it's the fault of the recruiter. You can't blame it on the candidate. Which point of view
I
is
agree
true?
100%.
With what?
I agree 100% that you
With what?
should be able to.
With what? Speak up.
Yeah, no, I
It's
think
tricky
it's something
answering
that you should
questions
be
here.
able to detect.
Animal, we all know this. Move on to something.
Maureen, can you help this
One
guy?
out of 100
This is a
people
great
says,
topic.
I can't start
Yeah,
Monday.
Animal,
I got
no,
to.
Jerry, it's okay. I think this is a great topic, actually, because
It's
one thing that I have done in my career is make sure that I am able to see what's coming and prevent it before it comes. And I think that's the mark of a good salesperson, is to be able to foresee what's coming down in the next steps of the sale. So
now, would you be able to
case,
foresee stuff by people telling you, or could you just sit there with your
with my magic ball?
Yeah, peep stones I prefer. But
yeah,
don't wanna go too heavy there.
having those honest conversations. I mean, that's why I call myself genuine recruiting. If you're able to get the confidence of the person, and they take you in confidence, and you're able to tell them that you're an advocate for them, then they're able to be real honest with you, and they're able to tell you things that maybe they wouldn't tell just anyone. And that allows you to then, with your sales skills, be able to ask the second-level questions that will get you to knowing what kind of money will make him go and why. And then also, what happens if your company comes back with a counteroffer? And you have to have these conversations well before you get to the offer stage.
So the word genuine, just by using the word genuine, will facilitate all of this.
Exactly. The word, I get on and I tell them my name is Josh with Genuine Recruiting, and then magically it happens.
I like that.
No,
Wow.
Jerry, I got to tell you, this is the one of this guy's
Start using
techniques. This is what he calls it, a relaxed manner or question-based selling. But the questions are on a platform of relaxation. He wants to make people comfortable, and he said he can.
Okay, well, who doesn't do that?
No.
Of course you do that. Maybe you don't, because you corner people and get them to admit that you win and they lose. I mean, somebody's going to lose, and it's going to be you, Mr. Candidate. That's your approach. I don't see that having an open discussion with somebody allows you to predict things, though. I mean, you can find out what's going to happen by talking to somebody about what-if scenarios. Right?
Well,
I don't think you're unlocking any magical crystal ball. I mean, I respect it. It's how I work, too. I mean, becoming an advocate for somebody, I don't know about becoming an advocate. I mean...
Jerry, what's that question you ask? And you haven't brought it up lately, but
I'll tell you for $350 more. Okay. We've been over
proprietary.
I know. I'll put the check in the mail. I'll put the check in the mail.
Maureen,
that question you asked,
been doing this for 20 years, and it's proprietary.
Maureen.
What's changed since the last time we spoke?
Because
question.
You want to know why I ask what's changed, Maureen?
Mm-hmm.
Because I assume something probably has.
Right.
Now, many of your B-level recruiters are going to go about saying, nothing's changed, has it? We all good? Everything's still cool? You aren't going to find out anything there. They're just going to avoid the controversy with you. But when you find out what's changed, what have you thought about since we last talked, then you're going to find stuff out.
Good question. Open-ended, good question.
It's how I become their advocate and can then predict things.
Okay, I got a couple of questions for the guest. Number one, does he actually say, hey, I'm your advocate? Josh, yes or no?
Good question.
No.
Okay, how do you convey that?
I do.
How do you convey that?
I have said that before. As I say that, I tell.
Can you talk louder
hey,
so I don't have to go over the recording and amplify every word you say? Do me a kindness, okay?
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, no, I tell them, hey, I can be your advocate with them. That's one of the reasons why you work with a third-party recruiter, is because I can have those conversations with them on your behalf behind the scenes.
So help me help you.
What conversations? What conversations? Do I have to say it again?
For example, I have the conversations about pay with them. I know their inner workings, their processes. So in those conversations with the client, I can say, hey, this is where I really think this guy can help you. But you have to be able to have direct contact with the managers, the hiring managers, not just the HR people.
Okay, let me put this one.
Okay, Kathy's doing some other
Kathy
business
again.
there. Yeah.
Kathy!
Okay, so, here's my other question, okay? Let's speed it up. Here's the thing. You told me in your notes in advance of the show that your relaxed technique makes people trust you so much that they just spill their guts. You said I could probably get Jerry to tell me about his drinking problem. Okay? Now,
how much time have you got?
Yeah.
Buy me a drink and I'll tell you all about it.
He heard you. He heard you telling those guys last week that you recruit people at the bar. Okay, Jerry, I know that.
But let me clarify that. I don't recruit people at the bar, and those guys can shove it.
Explain yourself.
Ridiculous.
Well, I want to ask Josh something.
I'm not finished. I want
to ask Josh something. Josh, how far can you throw a football?
Let me finish. The show is slowing down. Let me finish.
I can throw a football over those mountains yonder.
Oh, those mountains?
Yeah, Maureen, can I get a word in? Okay, I want to just finish my question.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, once these people trust you so much and they tell you everything, are they going to call you when something changes? Or, like Jerry, do you sort of have to coax it out of them? How strong is this? Because, these people who say, yeah, I can start 2 weeks after the offer's made, and then they say, look, I don't want to screw things up for the team I'm on already. Let me start in September. The offer comes in January 1st. I'll start in September. So everything is A-OK at my old company. Are they going to call you and tell you that, or they have got some worries? Are they going to tell you all that in advance, or are you going to be just having to sort of try to get it out of them? Are you ever going to be surprised? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So what we're trying to do, Animal, is minimize that. You're never going to eliminate it 100%, or at least I have not found a way to eliminate it 100%. If there is a way, then I'm still searching for it. But the idea is that there's a percentage of people who, no matter what you do in your process, they are going to surprise you at the end and not tell you. And then there's a percentage that no matter what you do, they're going to tell you in advance. So what you try to do is you try to capture that 50% in the middle by having some great techniques and great approaches in how you interact with them to try to draw that out.
Can I just add just a little bit here? Can I just add something
Go ahead.
while I'm thinking of it?
Maureen's got to talk too, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, I'm gonna. It's not so much that these people are going to change their minds. I don't know when the last time this happened to me was. Decades ago. Okay? It's about using your instinct through the initial part of the process to figure out if the dude is a liar, if there's something fishy. You know, you sort the problem out way before it ever gets to, hey, congratulations, animal. We've got the offer. It's Monday. They're looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. And you saying, oh, my God, I need a 6-month notice. That just doesn't happen. It just simply doesn't happen. It's never happened to me in 20 years.
Jerry knows this. Being an alcoholic, Jerry knows the symptoms to track from the beginning. People don't change their behavior throughout the process. If they're missing a call here, or they didn't listen to you there, or didn't follow this instruction, that's what's going to happen at the end.
And,
you know what?
And that has nothing to do with being able to predict. It has to do with being able to recognize, hey, something's fishy here. What's going on?
Just for the record, Jerry is not an alcoholic, okay? He does not hang around in bars. I just want to make that clear.
The rumor here in Utah is that Jerry
in
is
Utah,
at the pub,
okay.
I am at the bar.
washing them down, trying to pick up
one drink in Utah makes you an alcoholic.
3 in the morning.
Exactly. I mentioned the bar to the dudes in Utah. That blew their mind, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like me and Satan were sitting here dialing both in. You know what I mean? You call this half, I'll call the other half. You got it, Satan? All right, let's do it. Cheers. Bottoms up. Bam.
Jerry, you are on fire today.
On fire today. Maureen, I got two things, Maureen. A, if you want to earn some money, keep your eye on Twitter and tell me what people are saying like you used to. Don't just keep saying, where's my money? Where's my money?
Twitter is so lame.
Not during the show. It's good during the show. Don't just keep saying, where's my money? Earn that money. Look at Twitter. It's not that hard. Number 2, you wanted to ask Josh a question? No. Michael Cox, do you have a question for the guests so far?
No.
Nothing to say. You haven't talked for a long time. I was going to send you a gift when the check came in, but I don't know about it anymore, okay?
Michael Cox needs to be your Twitter associate. I mean, I'm not sure what that pays. It's kind of entry level, but he's your man. He's your connection on there. Him and Derek are pretty busy.
Okay. So there's a couple of other things. So you let me see. Candidates are unpredictable, yes or no. Relationship management. Okay, you know what? This same woman who had that issue with the candidate saying she's not a softie. She's a tough cookie. You can tell by the way she writes. She was fooled by this candidate. She told us another story about a client, a big client, who said astrology is really important to her. She had to know all the astrological information about the candidates. Josh, if you had a client who told you that, what would you do?
About astrology, told me that they were into astrology.
Yeah, and she made a lot of money cooperating with them. What would you do?
Oh, my goodness. You know, I guess my first training in recruiting was on personality mirroring. And I think you talked about this before on your show, and you're not a fan, but the first training I had was on 4 personality types, and as a recruiter, how to match those personality types. So in that case, you know, they're telling me they want to use astronomy, then I'm going to line up the stars and find candidates.
Not astronomy. Look, since we're talking about the personality, we'll pep it up a little for the show, okay? You're too laid back. Just talk a little faster. You should have had some Red Bull before you came on. Okay, now look.
I know. I had a Red Bull once, and I almost got fired because I was bouncing off the walls.
Well, it would have been good here. Next time you come on, try it. Okay, listen to me. Do you remember? I didn't ask you, but do you remember any times do you have a real life story about a candidate surprising you? Yes or no? If you say no, that's okay. I'll just move on. But don't try to remember while I'm doing
just
the
off the top of my head here. I've had surprise deaths.
No, death doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely. I have one guy, in fact, that I remember for a sales position that I was going to bring over, and the thought was that he could help lead a team. He was a sales manager, and we even made the offer to him, went through the whole process, and then backed out. In that case, the issue was that there was a non-compete there, and so again, in that case, that would have been something that, in hindsight, and I did learn from it after the fact, that at the beginning with direct competitors, find out if there's a non-compete there. So that's one example.
Okay, so he didn't tell you, you didn't ask him. That wasn't a great one. And somebody else died? You can tell us that story about a candidate died. How old was he?
Yeah, I've actually had two die on me, unfortunately. So one, he was a developer, lived out in, lived in Maryland. He was from Maryland, yeah, because he lived pretty close to where I lived in Columbia, Maryland. And he got in an argument with his wife during the interview process, walked out of the house. They found him a year later in a ditch.
Oh, my gosh.
That's quite a story.
Unbelievable, right?
And the other one?
And the other one, we made the offer to him, and he was in his 50s, and over the weekend he had we interviewed him for his final interview on Friday. He received the offer, was set to start Monday, and over the weekend he just disappeared. And I'm in my mind, I'm trying, the sales manager at my client company was just ripping him, and I'm trying to be patient. About midweek, I got an email from his wife saying that he had passed away from a heart attack over the weekend.
Oh, what'd the first guy die from in the ditch?
I didn't see the autopsy report. All I saw was about a year later, I saw a report saying they found his body and we're going to try to figure out what happened to him.
Hey, Animal, it's time for an ad.
You're right. You're right. It's just slowed down. Okay. Anyway,
I'm here to help
everybody.
That was awkward. I dropped the lull. That was the low point. Talking about dead people.
Okay. No. That was a good story. You just talked too slow. Okay. You're not trying to build confidence in us. You don't have to make us relax. You have to pep us up. Okay. Now look, everybody.
My method.
I was watching the Twitter channel this morning from the Future of Recruiting conference in Scotland, and the main speaker was telling people that the future of recruiting is marketing. And this guy likes to make bold statements like that, He wants to make it sound as if something revolutionary is happening. But then, he'll cover himself. He'll cover his ass by saying that sales is still important, right? The future is marketing, but at the same time, sales is still important. He'll tell you that if you have 4 recruiters and you're going to hire a 5th one, no, don't do that. Hire a digital marketing expert instead. But he's not going to tell you, Maureen, what are you doing? Don't talk during my ad, okay? You're talking in my ad.
I'm helping.
Don't help me. Don't help me, okay?
Go.
I'm getting kind of hungry. What are you guys eating what's for lunch?
I got to do this ad.
I'm going to go warm up some chicken.
Okay, go ahead. Let's finish the ad. Here's my point. The guy can sit the guy insists that recruiting is becoming marketing, but he doesn't tell you to go out and hire 5 marketing experts and no
Greg
recruiters.
Savage.
Hire him.
Yeah, Tim.
Greg?
Yeah, he'll tell you to have 4 recruiters and 1 marketing guy.
What happened between you two?
Nothing. Let me finish
Something
the ad.
did. Is this still the ad?
Yeah, this is the ad. Okay. I
Hey,
want
honey,
to tell you that our sponsor, PC Recruiter,
Sorry about
they're
that.
doing something similar. Only the thing is they're more honest about it. You know, this guy Greg, he's saying that recruiting is really marketing, and at the same time he's saying it's recruiting, and it's marketing and sales. It's everything, right? Our sponsor is doing something similar. He doesn't go around and say, oh, recruiting is really, the future of recruiting is staffing, the future of recruiting is direct employment. He doesn't say anything like that. They say recruiting is recruiting is recruiting. And we love all recruiting. And we make software for all kinds of recruiting. So you go check them out at PCRecruiter.com. PCRecruiter.com. PC Recruiter, I want you to know, is produced by Main Sequence Technologies. And the president there is our good friend, Martin Snyder.
Good friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, what an ad. You know what? I should tape these things in advance and just play them. Okay.
No, you shouldn't.
Does anybody have a question they want to ask our guest? So let's talk about sales. You've taken a bunch of sales trainings. Am I right? And your big brother is a fantastic salesperson, and you learn from him. Am I right about both those things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, my brother is a consultant for Gallup.
Okay. So what? Tell us about some of the sales training you've taken and how you use it in recruiting. And talk fast. Don't talk slow, okay?
I'll talk fast for you, okay? Is that fast enough there?
Yeah, that's good.
So I give you my background on sales books. I first started reading sales books. I read How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. Don't turn off your computer, Bernie Sanders fans. It's just a book.
There's no Bernie Sanders fans on this show, okay? Don't worry about that.
Okay, good. So Art of the Close, Brian Tracy, Sales Bible by Jeffrey Gitomer, and just learned a lot of these different processes, right? And then I took formal sales training. Question-based selling was one of them. Impact selling. I really enjoyed impact selling. One of the key things I learned from their system was to be on the same step as the candidate every time and never go to the next step until the current step is complete. You know, I had a telemarketer call me, and he just spouted off his name and his company name incoherently, and then just went into his pitch. You know, so I had to stop him, of course, and ask him his name. The guy clearly had a thick a thick Indian accent, and so I asked him, well, what's your name? And he said his name was Jimmy or something like that. And I of course start laughing, right? There's no way your name is Jimmy. What's your last name? And he said something like Walsh. So I say to him, so your name is Jimmy Walsh?
So you stopped him and you started asking him questions?
Come on, man. Be real. Just tell me what your real name is. And he said, F you, and hung up. But the point is, he sabotaged himself because he tried to jump past everything. First of all, he wasn't being genuine. But yeah, he just tried to jump to the next step without even properly introducing himself. So that's one example of how impact selling impacted how I approach.
You know what? Let me turn the tables. Let me talk about how does a recruiter get ahead of the process? Do you have something that you follow? So what are these steps you're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. So let me tell you my approach at an introduction. When I'm cold calling someone or calling into a company to talk with someone out of the blue, or maybe it's someone who has referred to me. Those are, you mentioned social media. Those are probably the two ways I like to get in touch with people, through referrals or through cold contacts, dialing directly into a company. And I'll start out, I'll say, hey, this is Josh Brecheisen. You were referred to me, and you came recommended as an accomplished developer. And I'm well connected in the IT industry here in Utah. In fact, I am a career consultant in the industry. So based on that recommendation I received, I thought we should at least connect. If not for anything immediate, maybe for something down the road. You know what I mean?
And how's
so
that?
that's the approach I take.
You go through that
now,
in a mouthful. You say all that stuff before you let the other person say something. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Most people will respond quickly back with hi when I say my name, and then they want to know what I'm about. So that's they have my name clearly. They'll respond, and then I'll tell them what I'm about. Now, there's important pieces that I'm sharing here, Animal, in this. First of all, my pace and feeling. I'm talking slow so they can understand. Now, if you live back on the East Coast, like you said, I need to talk faster. I work back on the East Coast. I pretty much got my lunch eaten by those guys. I'm a California dude. I grew up in California riding a wakeboard. I'm a slower talker, and so I'm not going to wow those guys. But it is important to have a good pace and genuineness again in that tone. Now, in the first couple of sentences, I say you were referred to me and you came recommended. There's a few reasons why I do that. Sometimes I'll say you were referred to me by a confidential source. Okay, that goes to Steve Finkel. A little shout out to him, one of my mentors. Now, the reason why is if somebody does refer me and said that I can use their name, I always think that's better. But if it's from some other source, I will say it's a confidential source, or I will just say you were referred to me. Now, I've had a client in the past. This is the main reason why I started doing this. I had a client in the past who would ask everyone I hired for them, what was the source by which you were found for our company. And so they would have this on paper, record it. Next thing you know, they're saying, ciao, Josh, see you later. We don't need you anymore because we know everywhere you get your people. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't reveal to candidates that right there.
Yeah, but can I ask a question? You're saying I found you at a confidential source. It sounds like they're all referrals. It's just simply untrue, right? I mean, doesn't that erode?
Hey, listen, Animal. If you go on to LinkedIn and you find a profile and it says all these great things about them, you were referred to them through LinkedIn. There wasn't any other way.
You know what? I got to tell you. You know what? This guy is bragging about being genuine, and then he's playing with words. Oh yeah. That's not real. That's not genuine. And you know what?
I was referred to you by the internet.
I paid Maureen Sharib $3 for your name. Please help me make sure I didn't waste my money.
It's Sharib. Think spare rib.
No, it's in Indiana we say Sharib.
Are you hungry? Think spare rib. Sharib.
I like what Mike Cox said. I was referred to you by the internet.
I was referred to you by the internet. Exactly.
You know what? You don't have to say anything. And if they say, how'd you get my name? Research. I'm in the business of doing research, looking for people's names. And if you don't like it, don't talk to me, okay? Anyway. Okay. So look, I read your...
I think it's the same approach. It's how you do. If you come off and you sound like you're trying to hide something, then you are. But when people, if they feel like you're being genuine, and that's true, I genuinely get these some of my leads from online, from LinkedIn, and that to me is still a referral. Now, I get 52% of all my business from.
Okay?
People ask me that. And I say, I called into your company and asked who should I talk to, and somebody in your company said I should talk to you. I don't know who told me that. I don't know who the names
and that's
of the
what
people
I'm saying.
are.
Exactly, and I do a lot of the things that Maureen, and shout out to Maureen for her skills. Plug for you. But
is she paying you to say that? I mean, you keep saying
she paid me. She did.
She's getting paid more than you are, Animal.
I know, I'm getting nothing. But you know what? After listening to that last ad, I mean, we're at a fight with everybody on the show just to finish. I'm not surprised he's not paying me. What can I say?
That's the best part of your ads, though.
I don't know about
I
that.
paid him to say that.
If it was the secretary who referred me, then that's a referral.
You know what? I got to tell you, it's none of your business. I'm a professional. I find people's names. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to tell anyone we're talking. What do you think? I'm stupid? Okay. Now I want to switch that.
Go. Yeah, I like that. That's good. I'll use that one next time.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to switch it around. You do your own business development calls as well. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's interesting.
He's the director of business development for his own company, dude.
Yeah. I want to hear how he does it. I want to hear how he does it. How do you pick up business? Cold calls just like that?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So really how I got my business started, again, I'm a big advocate of mentors, okay? And so I had a mentor who started off, he had some relationships, and he introduced me to those people. And that's how I started some of my first recruiting opportunities. And as I worked for them and did a great service for them, they then referred me to clients of theirs. And so it becomes a great. There I am. I'm working referrals there, right? And so I'm constantly talking to my clients about their business. And as I hear who some of their partners are, I look for opportunities for that. And many times I have one, for example, where he came to me and asked if I would like to do a lunch with one of their IT business partners. And then we went to lunch, and the rest is history. They became a great client.
None of that involved a cold call.
No.
So, Animal, just to try to maybe redirect the witness.
Go ahead, please take over.
Great, genuine answer there.
Yeah.
But to calling anybody you didn't know.
Who is that? Who's doing that? Who's doing that nonsense?
Sorry.
Okay.
It could be any of us.
Am I blocked?
There, he's on his way to the bar again.
Oh,
yeah.
Am I blocked?
Yes,
we
you're
can
talking,
hear you
Kathy.
and the door.
Kathy, I can hear you.
Oh,
Kathy.
good.
That's me.
You want to say something, Kathy?
Well, it's a little bit dated because you were talking about, I guess, referrals or how people find you, how your candidates think that you found them. You just say your research department. You do research, right?
Department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great
Right,
if you have
good.
a
Yeah, I
research
think that's a
department.
perfectly good approach.
Otherwise,
as well.
it's a lie. Are we all lying to people now? Is that what we're supposed to do out here?
Oh, you do research.
All my business is in the tank, and I'm slumped over this bottle of Jack Daniels right now. Huh?
Jack Daniels.
I don't have a
That's
research
name
department?
Skill that's flying over
I'm not
my
lying.
house now. Oh, my God. Okay, go ahead.
You're looking for solace, Jerry?
Okay, let's go back to Jerry's
Not in
point.
a bottle.
Let's go back, but I'll do a quick ad. If everybody be just quiet for 10 seconds, this will be over, okay? And now a word from our sponsor, PC Recruiter. Everybody is claiming that text and social media are the hot new forms of communication, but everybody knows for real that email is still number one. And PC Recruiter handles email the way you want it handled. Yes, sir. It works with your mobile phone accounts, and it always shows you're connected, you're sent, and received email for every candidate and hiring authority. PCRecruiter.com. Check them out. They've got over 3,100 clients around the world. Thank you. Okay.
I thought it was 31,000.
No. So it's back to our guest, okay?
That's a shame.
Cold calls, what Jerry said, cold calls for business development. Do you ever do them, or is that no?
Yeah, usually when I do cold calls, it's usually a marketing the candidate strategy. So I'll be working with candidates that I just cannot place somewhere else. And so that allows me to call into a company and say, hey, I have a guy that I really think you should talk to, and then set something up.
How do you know they have a need?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
How do you know the company has a need for someone like that?
Well, so two ways that I usually use. I'm either on job sites like Indeed.com, Glassdoor, things of that nature, and then as well paying attention to some of the local news. We have a business paper here that gives you some tips on some major hiring.
Let me ask you a question. Okay? Don't you just get the candidate and then look up all the companies that might be able to use somebody like that and just call through them all? Don't you do that? And you don't care. You're trying to pick up. You don't really want to place that candidate. That's not your main aim. Your aim is to pick up a job order. So you don't care if they're looking or not. You just want to get to talk. Use this person as an excuse to talk to a hiring manager. Am I right?
No, that would be disingenuous.
You are not a genuine person.
Exactly what
You're a regular recruiter. If you have to fool yourself to think you're more honest than everybody else, everyone here already, the cat's out of the bag. Everybody knows.
I never said I was more honest than anybody else. I'm just an honest guy, and I take a genuine approach. I really care about people. So, when I take that, I'm trying to
bag of
help
lies to help them out. You care so deeply. You're such an asshole.
No, there's no lies there. I'm trying to help these people out. Like I said, 52% are referrals from candidates that I've worked with in the past. And
I have an important question. How many candidates have you had that have not shown up to the job or had something in their background check so that you come across disingenuous?
Didn't we discuss that, Kathy? Were you sleeping at that time, or?
No, I was off the phone, Animal. I'm sorry. I didn't want to disrupt the show. So
that wouldn't be disingenuous if a guy turns out to not show up or he's a criminal. That's not a reflection on the agency.
You don't think?
No,
no, I'm not saying no. Your question then is it disingenuous if those people have those type of issues?
Yeah, that you presented them and really didn't.
Kathy, can I answer the question? This guy's candidates die on him, okay?
But hold on a second. I would like to refer to his own website where he says he will not refer anybody to his customers that he wouldn't hire himself.
Okay.
That goes a little step further than just, I'll send you good people. No, we're saying I would hire this person. You should.
Yeah, I'm not just throwing paper at clients.
I
am trying to find people that are a good fit for them, and it's a good fit for the candidate. I am not, and I think that's being genuine. I'm not just going to throw paper at them, and if it's not a good fit for the candidate, I'm going to tell them.
That doesn't answer my question, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah, your question's not going to get answered if it hasn't been answered now. Okay, what about you also took spin selling? Do you use anything from there?
Yeah, spin selling, what spin selling is about is asking deeper questions that discover implications, discover the reason why. So, for example, when you ask, here's a great question I love to ask. What would entice you to leave where you're at now? And let's say they respond with money, then I'll ask the next question. Well, what are you making now? I don't shy away from it. I want to have a real conversation with them, and they'll tell me X amount. Okay, well, this job pays X plus 5,000, let's say. And then, what I'm going to ask, why would that be significant enough to make you move? And so I'm trying to find that why.
Can you give us an example of an answer? Hold on. If this is a favorite question of yours, surely you've got an example that might come to mind of when you've asked that question and someone has given you an answer. Do they usually answer you, yes or no?
Oh, yeah, they answer me. What would entice you to leave where you're at now?
Yeah, and so give us an example.
Yeah, most of the time it's growth. It's because they've become stagnant where they're at. They don't see an opportunity, especially here in Utah. You have a lot of smaller startups. It's one of the largest entrepreneurial states in the country. And so you end up with a lot of businesses where there's family there, or it's a small shop and you don't have a way to move up.
Is someone working at the cash of a cigar store or something like that? What's going on in the background? Okay, but hold on. You asked them, and they said money, and now you're saying the answer they give you of reason to move is advancement. Don't you say, hey, you just told me money, but it's not really money. Is that it?
Well, what I'm saying to you, the most common is for them to say.
Listen and focus. You just said if the guy says money, I said, why will you move? He says, I want more money. What are you earning? He tells you, well, you know what? I can get you $5,000 more. But before I make a move, I want to know why that would be significant to you. What, do you need to put a new toilet in your house? What's up? Do you get an answer to that? For $5,000, why is the guy going to move? Is he going to tell you? Or is he going to get offended?
People don't
are you trying to run my life? You don't have any. I don't have to tell you what I'm going to use that money for. That's what comes to mind when you say, why would you?
I have. Specifically, I was working with a guy who was actually in the same building as one of my SaaS software clients. He was a sales engineer, and we had a discussion, and that's exactly what I said to him. And this gentleman happened to be a referral from an employee of mine, and I asked him why that money would be significant enough to make a move. And in this case, he had just some medical things going on with his daughter, and so that was his main motivation.
Is that something I have to know? That's his own personal business. Am I right or wrong about that? Let's go through. Michael Cox, got an opinion? Do I have to know this guy's daughter has medical problems?
No, but you just got to know how much he's willing to move for.
Yeah, he already said he knows $5,000. But does he have to tell me why I want to get my wife a silver anniversary present or so? That's not my business. Kathy Manis, got a quick one?
Yeah, none of our business at all.
Maureen Sharap.
I'm sorry. What was the question? I'm watching the Twitter stream.
The question
trying
is
to
some
pick up a question.
Where you're asking the person why they leave for more money.
Jerry, got an answer? Jerry, do you have an answer?
I'm never having that discussion.
What do you mean?
I don't ask people if they'd leave for more money.
No?
No, I don't want that guy.
What do you don't want guys?
Somebody really needs more money.
You don't want the guy who's going to just leave for more
money.
money.
How to go get a counter offer? Because that's the best way to do it and save us all a bunch of hassle.
If his main motivation is money, then it's always going to be money, and he's always going to leave.
Well, then move on to another candidate, because that candidate that wants to leave for just $5,000 is going to fold on you for another $1,000 on top of that.
Again, everything has there's a 50% in the middle. They may say that, and a lot of times candidates will say money as a front. But if you drill down deeper, you will find the real reason. You'll find the emotions behind things, and that's when you can persuade people.
Well, then why not
start
there instead of asking about money?
That we're talking about. No, he asked why would you make a move? The guy says money, and then he wants to know what he wants to spend it on. I got to do my third ad. Hold on. Okay. Maureen, I saw you. You're fiddling around there with pictures on Twitter. You're not telling me what people are saying. Thank you. Okay? My ad.
Caught me.
If people just give me 10 seconds, it'll be over, okay? Hey, everybody. PC Recruiter handles email marketing, so you can build lists and send hundreds or thousands of emails and manage the resulting activity like opt-in and opt-out requests with ease. And you know what? That includes Canadian opt-in rules, which I have to tell you are very tough. So if you use Microsoft Outlook, PC Recruiter appears directly in your Outlook screen. No more switching between applications 100 times a day. No way. No ATS or recruiting software has more or better choices for email, text messaging, and social media than PC Recruiter. So if you want to check it out, go to PCRecruiter.com. PC Recruiter, as I said a minute ago, has over 3,100 clients worldwide. And I will mention that my first ad was fantastic. It was a work of genius. If only I would have had the opportunity to deliver it in the right manner. Thank you. Back to our guest. We've got 5 minutes left. Is there
you
something?
Have Chad Welby on mute?
Talking about money, I like to ask about money because it ruffles feathers and it kind of takes people's breaths away and it gets them talking about other things. I like
what are you
what
talking
Josh
about?
said.
Ruffles feathers.
It ruffles feathers when you ask about money. It takes people's breaths away.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I've
When you
never
ask about money, when you bring that question
I've asked
up,
10,000 people about money.
yeah, and it gets them thinking about other
away.
things, and it gets the discussion going.
No, it doesn't.
No, Brillon.
What are we talking
Where the hell
about?
do you even get this information?
What are we talking about? Jerry, what is she talking about?
About money.
The money conversation ruffles feathers.
About money discussions.
Like
no,
what? How much are you
What's
looking for?
your
How
salary?
much do you need to make
70.
a move?
Okay,
what
cool.
question? What question? How much
Nobody's
do you need to
breath
make a
is
move?
taken away.
You're talking about money discussions, and
what
when
are
you
you
leave
earning
for
right now?
more money.
What are you earning
right
now?
I've never asked that question in my life.
What are you
Will
earning?
you leave for more money?
We were talking with Josh before, and you guys were talking about leaving for more money, and no, I never asked that question, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But you don't couch it like that, but you start talking about money and then the real issues behind why somebody would move. And
the money is the last thing that I talk about. The money is the very last thing. I push that off for
money
the
is.
Money is more of a side. If you make it the point of emphasis, as Jerry said, it becomes the point of emphasis, and they'll move for anything, right? You always push it off. You always try to find out what's behind their motivations. And as I mentioned, what I usually see is it's because of growth.
I'm going to lay something on you. Normally, as you know,
I disagree with that.
I charge $350 an hour for this, okay? And I'm going to give it to you kids for free.
Do you get a lot of checks for that, Jerry?
What has happened recently, Maureen, that made you decide it's time to start looking for a change?
Good.
I have those questions.
That one very question, ask every single candidate, and take it from there. Because
Jerry,
people that don't really have a reason to change,
they're not looking for a change.
They're probably not gonna.
They're not looking for a change. This guy's a headhunter. He's calling them out
sure
of the blue.
He is. We all are.
No,
but we still have to have these discussions. I don't care why I don't care if you paid Maureen $3 for the name, or if you paid someone else $150 for the name, or your research department did it, or the internet told you. At some point, you're talking to somebody, and you're going to need to ask them, what happened recently that made you decide it's time for a change?
And that's a great question. I agree with you, Jerry. What I would also add that maybe in opposition of what you're saying is a Gallup poll shows that 52% of U.S. employees are not engaged at their current jobs. So I don't know if it's in opposition to what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that when I go out and I headhunt, sometimes there's a percentage of people out there that I can capture that if I approach them the right way, and I even think your question could be that right way, that I will be able to engage them in another opportunity that will be better for them. Because if they don't want to be at your company, they need to be somewhere else.
Let me tell you, you are looking for the person that has a specific answer to that question. The people who don't, that's not who you're going to place. I'm sorry. You're not going to coax and entice and throw and intrigue.
There's a percentage of those people, yeah.
You guys are boring the hell out of me. I'm reading
really?
Twitter.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
talking about actual placements probably is a bit foreign to you, Animal.
Talking to 1 out of 2 people
Chad
is boring to
Valby.
you?
Chad
What'd you say, Maureen?
Let me just.
What you're saying is talking to 1 out of 2 people.
Out. What, Maureen?
No. Maureen, I'm doing your job. Chad Balby says that money should be brought up ASAP, and you're wasting your time if you don't do that because the person
That's why Chad Balby is not in the agency business anymore.
I disagree, and that's my point. Is I develop relationships with people. I'm not one of these recruiters who's just flying through everybody. Now, you have to be cautious with your time as well, because I agree that you can lose time and lose money because you're spending time not knowing the money. But you have to also develop that relationship and truly care about your candidate and truly care about your clients.
That sounds too genuine.
Is there an after show, Jerry?
No. I got to call people and ask them if they want a big raise.
1 out of 2 will say yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody?
And I want
anybody
the other. I want the 1 out of 2 that says no.
Does anybody want to?
What would I know? Well, I don't know anything about any of this.
No, you
he
don't.
Wants to turn to the bottle at the end of the afternoon.
Hey, you know what? I don't like it.
Here's my only comfort, Maureen.
Jerry
in
likes
this
to
world
drink after 5. I don't want
maybe at 2
p.m. him as a drunk, okay? Just because that guy was so touchy last week when Jerry gave an example that, what if I was in a bar, okay? I don't want Jerry to be smeared like that.
Aww.
Jerry doesn't mind.
Right.
And I say one thing. Can I say one thing?
Last word.
Thank you for letting me participate, because I'm not working right now, and this is my only way of keeping up with what's going on out there. So thanks for letting me participate.
Okay, you know what, Jerry? Kathy, I just got to tell you, I read all on Facebook all the times that you're rushed to the hospital, to the emergency department, and we've all got violence here. I want you to know. I want you to know that it makes
bearing
me happy.
Up with us.
It makes me happy that you're happy, and I'm happy that you're recovering. Kathy was in a coma for 3 months, for everybody who doesn't know, and she doesn't even remember if she was sourcing in her sleep or anything like that. At that.
She's not even sure if she's here right now.
This show doesn't have anything to do with what's going on in the real world, though.
Jerry, you'll enjoy this. I told my young
perspective on it.
Our guest, Josh Brecheisen.
Jerry, I told my youngest son.
What? Real recruiter.
Jerry.
What?
I told my youngest son, my mom had died, and he walks into the hospital. I said, Grammy was here last night, and she was snorting all this cocaine. And my son said, Mom, Grammy is dead, and there's no cocaine here, okay? And that's how out of it I was.
Yeah, okay. That's
and you tell me that because I'm a functional alcoholic or what? I
don't know. I just find that amusing.
Okay, Josh Brecheisen. I hope
let's have an after show.
What?
I need to talk to Maureen about this salary crap.
Okay.
Should I wait?
You're going to have an after show. Well, go ahead. Talk to her just right now. Go ahead.
No.
Okay, we'll
I
go
want
to the after show.
Under my own format, my rules, my ring.
Okay, but don't talk about that guy who's in your group who doesn't like me, okay? He'll shut the show down. Okay, last thing. Josh Brecheisen, thank you!
Once again, Animal doesn't ask the guest anything specific.
Hey, first things first, who else doesn't like Animal today?
Doesn't like Animal today?
We love Animal.
Yes. Somebody doesn't like Animal.
I don't know.
Who's on the after show?
Me.
I'm here.
I'm Maureen.
Is that you, Chad?
Oh, this is Josh is still on.
Get off.
Get out of here.
I gotta get out of here.
Hey, I've got a question for the guest though. So, Josh, do you have other recruiters that work in your office with you? Are you a solo guy? What's the scoop?
Yeah, right now I'm solo, but I've had anywhere from 1 to 4 recruiters with me.
Okay.
You've had enough, right, John? You've had enough of that.
It's tough. It's tough to have other recruiters. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, if a recruiter's really that good, they ought to be doing their own thing.
Yeah.
We didn't get around to the mumbo jumbo question.
What was that?
I know, we totally missed the mumbo jumbo.
Last week they were talking about mumbo jumbo on the show.
Back in college when I took my recruiting mumbo jumbo class.
The hell is that?
So Maureen, do you know Josh personally then?
Yeah, I know him from Facebook.
Know him from Facebook.
Yeah,
quite personal.
From Facebook. Yeah.
Very personal.
Yeah, we have a thing going on in the background here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've had a couple of meetups, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Getting serious.
Maureen, were you a speaker at a conference recently?
Let's see, what was the last one? I think so.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have more information than I have?
Easy with all those details.
Do you have more information than I have, Jerry?
Usually.
That's unacceptable.
Okay, refresh me. Refresh me, would you?
I don't know. I thought you were. I don't know. I thought you were a speaker at some. Do you not speak? Are you not a national speaker?
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Toronto recently.
Were you speaking?
Yeah, I spoke at the Talent.
Okay, why do I got to drag this out of you? Gosh,
Okay.
if I spoke at a conference in Toronto recently, and somebody said, "Hey, have you spoken at any conferences recently?" I wouldn't think.
Right, I spoke at.
I don't know. I mean, I'd say yeah.
I did. I spoke at.
Maureen, you know you're my favorite. So.
I know, I'm your pet.
Yes, I mean, so if it ever gets a bit heated between us, it's only because I take those extra liberties with close friends.
I know. I don't get offended.
Okay, but you are way off base with this salary stuff.
With what?
Talking about salary ruffles feathers and starts.
No.
It's not that big a deal.
No.
And for the people that it is a big, wacky, crazy, how dare you subject, which I've never run into that, I would think they're just way out of touch with what my service and process even is, and I would probably hang up.
I always find that people like to talk about money. It kind of scares them. It's kind of edgy, you know. People like to talk about money. It's like, you know, when I ask somebody, you know, well, what do you charge for that? It's like, you know, they look at me and they get
now you're talking
scared.
about charge cost for services rather than salary.
That too. You know, well, what are you making? Most people will tell you. Most people tell me. I was talking to a guy today, and he told me, well, I'm making $33.40 an hour, and then he was going on and on and on, and then he started talking about, well, the benefits aren't that great here. So that was the real kicker there, were the benefits.
Okay, which is cool, but
right.
His feathers weren't ruffled. That's all I'm saying. Is it's not a big shock topic. That's all I'm saying.
No, it gets people talking. You know, it gets the other issues out. It brings up the other issues.
Like
that was my point. You know, it gets behind the veil.
Sorry.
Mixed conversation, something to.
That's kind of my point of what I try to do. That's a good way to put it, Maureen. Get behind the veil. I'm just trying to find out what these people are really about, what their real motivations are, and if they line up with my clients, then you know, then let's do it.
That was the only point I was
trying
to
do that
Jerry.
by. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think you're wrong, Maureen.
Hey, you know what?
You always think I'm wrong. What's new with that?
No, I just sometimes when you start poking around in the recruiting and the
stay out of that, right?
The heavy duty side of this world.
Oh yeah.
You get kind of out of your element, and you just start speculating, and sometimes your speculation is like you picture what it would be like to recruit somebody. You know what I mean? Like you're not starring in your own play. You know what I mean? This is real life.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. Wrote that down.
Okay, everybody. Well, I hope the rest of the week is... What?
Yikes. The hell was that?
What the... Was that me? What was that?
That was a recording of you.
Really? Yelling like that?
Animal's listening, and he's
absurd.
telling us.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's telling us it's time to go.
Hey! I don't need this, man.
Everybody.
Yeah, he's on.
All right, guys. Well, Best of luck to you all.
Can't wait to see the clips.
Go ruffle some feathers, Maureen.
Okay, I got more feathers to ruffle.
Oh. All right, see ya.
All right, I'll see you later. Bye.